Hello, 5th grade math students. This is Chapter 10.4, Real World Problems with Percent. We're going to apply all we've been learning through Chapter 10 to solve some real-life problems that you might encounter with percents. Let's get started. A television set costs $1,500. There is a 7% sales tax that is added to the charge of the television set. How much is the sales tax? There are two different techniques we can use to solve. Method 1 uses a bar model. First is the cost of the television set, $1,500. This represents our 100%. Correct? This is our 7% sales tax. Okay. So if 100% equals $1,500, then 1% is going to equal $15. And remember, I got that by dividing both sides by 100 to reduce 100% to 1% and $1,500 to $15. If the sales tax is 7%, we would calculate that by taking $15 times 7, which will give us $105 being the cost of our sales tax. So the sales tax is $105. Here's method 2. In method 2, we'll solve for 7% of $1,500, or 7% times $1,500. So we'll simply take 7 over 100, we're rewriting our percent as a fraction, times 1,500 over 1. I did it this way for ease of cross-reducing. See, we can divide 100 by 100 to get 1, and 1,500 by 100 to get 15. Now we multiply 7 times 15 to get $105. Both techniques work. Use whichever one works best for your brain. What is your total cost going to be if you purchase the $1,500 television with the 7% sales tax? There are two ways to calculate the total cost. One is to simply take the tax that you calculated in the first part of our question, which was $105, and add it to your $1,500, giving you $1,605. The other technique that you can use is to calculate 107% of or times $1,500. To do this, you would take 107 over 100, multiply that by 1,500 over 1, cross-reduce to get 1 and 15, then simply take 107 times 15 to get $1,605. Both methods will give you the same answer, so use whichever one works best for your brain. Here's a practice problem for you. The Carlson family went out for dinner. The cost of the food they ordered was $82. In addition, they paid a 7% sales tax. So, please tell me, how much was the tax? And then, answer, what was the total cost of the meal? Press pause while you work. When you come back, we'll figure out how to solve for discounts. Have you ever gone shopping and seen a sign that says 15% off? This problem will help you understand how to calculate what you'll save. The regular price of a sofa was $2,000. During a sale, Mrs. Wong bought the sofa at a discount of 15%. What was the dollar amount of the discount? There are two different methods we can use to solve. Here is method 1. In method 1, recall that the regular price of the sofa is 100% of the cost. So $2,000 is equivalent to 100%. We want to know what 15% of the cost is, so our first step is going to be to find out what 1% of the cost is. So divide each side by 100. $20 represents 1% of the cost. So in order to calculate what 15% of the cost is, we simply need to take 20 times 15. So the amount of the discount is $300. Let me show you method 2. In method 2, think of the discount as a fraction of the overall cost. So the discount is 15% of $2,000. We can solve for that by taking 15 over 100, 15 per 100, times $2,000, which gives us $300. Hey, I skipped a couple of steps there. I reduced without showing you what I was doing. 15 times $20 gives us $300. So there are the two different techniques for calculating the quantity of the discount. Next up, let's figure out how much she paid for the sofa. All we have to do to calculate what Mrs. Wong paid for the sofa is take the original cost, $2,000, and subtract the discount that we calculated in the first part of the problem, $300, to solve for $1,700, which is the total amount she paid for the sofa. And here's a practice problem for you. The regular price of a pair of inline skates is $150. Joanne bought the pair of skates at a discount of 20%. So first, please figure out what was the amount of the discount. And second, please calculate what Joanne paid for the skates, or the final cost of the skates. Press pause while you work, and we're going to learn how to use interest next. Interest is the amount of money that a bank pays you for depositing your money with them. Think of it as an incentive for keeping your money in the bank. Let's solve a problem involving interest. The Historical Society has $15,000 in an account that pays an interest of 4% per year. How much money will it have in the account at the end of 1 year? Okay, so our interest rate is 4% of $15,000. So every year, the bank will earn 4% interest on their $15,000. To calculate that amount, we're going to take 4% of $15,000. We can cross-reduce here to have 4 times 150, which gives us an amount of $600. The interest earned in 1 year is $600. However, the question was, how much money will the Historical Society have in the account at the end of 1 year? To calculate that, we need to add the interest to the original amount in the account. So we'll take $15,000 plus $600 to equal $15,600. There is another way to work this out if you prefer it. Let me show it to you now. If you know the time allotted is 1 year, and you simply want to know the total amount in the account after a year, what you're really calculating is what 104% of your original money will be. So you can take 104% times $15,000 and get the amount of money that will be in the account at the end of the year. So you would take 104 over 100 times 15,000 over 1. Once again, you can cross-reduce, get rid of those zeros. And now you'll take 104 times 150 to get $15,600. Do whichever way works best for your brain. Here's a practice problem for you. A company has $200,000 in an investment fund. The interest is 6% per year. How much money will the company have in the fund at the end of 1 year? You may use either technique I showed on the previous slides. Either calculate the interest alone, then add it to the original amount, or take 100% plus the percent of interest and multiply that by the total amount in the account. This is your last practice problem for Chapter 10.4. Thanks for your hard work today. I'll see you tomorrow to do more work with practical applications of percent. See you then.